I'm Andy Robertson, and this is the moments that made me and Jurgen Klopp.
Absolutely fabulous! Andy Robertson! The champions of England again at
last. I remember when I signed, the club were in Singapore doing their pre-season, so I just had to train at Melwood really on my own. I think there was a couple of injured boys. I always remember we were doing, I think, like 2v2s or 3v3s on the pitch, and I just seen the gaffer. Obviously they'd just landed back and the gaffer kind of walking over just gave me one of his famous hugs. I think he was pretty jet lagged at that time, so I think then he went home, and then obviously the next day we got down to work, and then we could kind of properly get a catch up. But yeah, I always remember him walking over the first time. The kind of presence that he had from the start was pretty evident. We'd made a couple of signings before me. I think Mo had already signed, Dom Solanke had signed, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain came after me. He'd obviously bought Sadio the season before, which had a great season. And yeah, I think the vision was clear with what he had and what the club had kind of intended. And yeah, I don't think, maybe Liverpool fans were overly excited by me signing. I don't think I was the most exciting signing, but luckily it obviously worked out in the end. But the manager gave me the belief that I could cut it at that level, and what it took to play for Liverpool, and I think I kind of took that on board the first 3-4 months, and then when I got my opportunity I was just ready for it, and since that moment I don't think I've looked back in a Liverpool strip.
Bale. Oh, he's gone for it! And it's gone straight through the goalkeeper's hands. Another nightmare moment for Loris Karius. A second goal for Gareth Bale. Real Madrid 3, Liverpool 1. No way back now for Liverpool.
He's probably looked at it and thought, will it ever be my day? And that's only normal. And I think, when you get beaten cup finals and things like that, I think everyone self-reflects. I think obviously he was gutted as much as us, and I think as a manager it's important to read the room. I don't think that was a moment for a big motivational speech or anything like that. It's about letting people be upset, be angry, be heartbroken, whatever they felt, whatever emotions we all felt. I think it's important to allow that. And then I think there was a real sense in that moment that this was just the start of our journey. We believed that that final probably came earlier than expected. We were just kind of building the squad and things like that, and obviously just got back in top 4 in the league. And I think then when we got to the final, we were ready to win it. Of course we were, but I think we didn't think that was the end. We thought that was just the start, and that we would really kick on from there, and we would have even more motivation to go and win trophies after that. And of course it panned out that way, and it's easy for me to say now because that's that's the way it happened. But there was a real sense of determination pretty quickly after that cup final. I think he got a bit of a hefty fine after that one, and probably rightly so. He should maybe stick to the touchline and let us be on the pitch. But yeah, look, football's an emotional game. We wear our heart in our sleeves when we celebrate goals, and when we don't get decisions and stuff, rightly or wrongly, we're all emotional and we all react differently. But I think the emotion definitely got the best of him in that day, sprinting on the pitch, hugging Ali and things like that.
Up by Zuma, rescued by Van Dijk. Oh, and in by Origi! 95 minutes plus in front of the Kop! Catastrophic for Pickford! Manic for Klopp! Liverpool have won it! So improbably, so impossibly late!
Like I said, I don't think that was a fine that he could quite argue. But yeah, look, 95, 96 minutes, whatever it was, a big looping ball, not expected to come in, and then next minute Divok's kind of tapping it in from a yard away. So it's football, that's why we love it. And he's an emotional manager. He's always shown that, and like I said, that's just one of the moments that he's shown that.
That's it! History made at Anfield. Barcelona beaten. Liverpool triumphant. The most amazing Champions League night this great ground has ever seen. It's the greatest ever semi-final comeback in the history of the competition. Liverpool are into the final, and we will never ever forget quite how they did it.
The belief was there. we could feel it. You know, all the lads knew that we were playing well. We kind of had Barcelona where we wanted them. They were making mistakes, like really experienced players were kicking the ball out of play, when obviously Barcelona were well known for their, you know, really good football and passing round teams. And so the motivation was there. We believed that we would get more chances within the game, and I think the manager knew that. The manager knew we were 100%, you know, focused on what we had to do. And yeah, so I don't think he had to say, you know, too much, but you know, before the match, his team talk was really good in terms of, you know, nobody gives us a chance, and he basically says he wouldn't give us a chance unless the people that were sitting in front of him were there, you know, and that's how much belief he had within the squad that we could overturn, you know, a very, very good team, and we used the power of Anfield. So I think the whole day, you know, the way he spoke and the way he believed, I think then, you know, fed down everyone throughout the club, and you know, it came to the players, it came to the backroom staff, and I just think we showed up to Anfield believing that we could win the game.
Andy, congratulations, mate.
Thank you very much.
What a tremendous evening, and particularly as you had a running battle with Luis Suarez and he took you out.
Who's going to the final? We're going to the final, so that's all that matters.
I think everyone was just in kind of disbelief, like, although we believed that we could do it, still when it does happen and everyone's just going crazy. I always remember, even when I was going up to see my family after it was just bedlam within the stadium. Everyone was just like, didn't really know what had happened, and I think that was what it was like in the change room. All of us just kind of jumping about, a couple of players emotional and things like that. I think you've seen that on the pitch. We were just delighted that we were in another Champions League final, and you know, couldn't believe that what we'd just done, what we'd just achieved, and then it was also a determination to, okay, well, now that we've done this, go and finish the job and, you know, make sure we get our hands on the trophy. Obviously it was a very unique time of all our lives, you know, without the fans being in there. We'd kind of thought, okay, how do we make it special? How do we do something that's never been done before? And I think lifting it on the Kop was that. You know, usually the stand's packed and it's not possible, and don't get me wrong, we would have much preferred that, of course we would have, but the second solution was to lift the trophy on the Kop. And I think it was special because it felt as if the fans were with us without being with us. It made lifting that trophy even more special because we knew how important it was to the city, to the club, and how long they'd waited for it. And I think we wanted to give that back a little bit because we knew they couldn't be in the stadium. And I think by lifting it on, you know, the most famous stand, it made the people feel part of it. You know, obviously there's pretty good managers out there, but you know, I think he's definitely up there with the elite, and he's probably not won the trophies that, you know, he probably deserves. He probably deserves a couple of more of the big ones. You know, after his time here, missing out in 2 Premier Leagues by a point, missing out in 2 Champions League finals and things like that, he probably deserves to have a couple more of the bigger trophies, but you know, that wasn't meant to be. But I'm sure he's happy with the trophies he's got and the success he's brought to this club, and you know, kind of put Liverpool back amongst the best. When he took over, they probably weren't in that moment, and he's put them back within the best of the world. I'll look back in the moments of my life and in the moments of my career as been the biggest. You know, it's, you know, some of the years I've had has been the happiest years of my life to date, and you know, obviously also stuff happening off the field and things like that have added to that, but football's been a large part of that, and he's obviously the one that's gave me that opportunity. He's the one that's brought me to the club, and he's also the one that believed in me to go and play as many games as I have for him. You know, he's always kind of trusted me, he's always believed in me, and that's why I've played so many games for us. And you know, I hope that maybe he'd say I've repaid him with a couple of good performances, but yeah, look, it's obviously he's a fantastic manager for the club, and he's been fantastic for all of us as players, and you know, that's no different for me. And like I said, when I retire and things like that, I'll look back on these moments as you know, as the best moments in my career, and without him it wouldn't have been possible.